Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the 7th episode of the 4th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like for today's full episode, it is available from the link in the description below. Just clicking it, put a password in and enjoy. So last episode we had Raj's sister visiting town. Now interestingly, it looks like she used to possibly be in a friends with benefits kind of like relationship with Leonard, with nobody actually knew, and this time around she wanted to rekindle that as well. She ended up sleeping with him, sneaking into the apartment, and you know, as she was trying to sneak out, she was caught by Sheldon, who actually then ended up blubbering it out. And actually he didn't blubber it out. He basically was speaking to Leonard about how he can't keep a lie, and he has to come up with this crazy plan, do you know what I mean, where somebody asks questions, they've got a plausible answer, they could divert to different directions, and he gave this whole briefing about obviously how they could go along with it until Leonard actually caved and just told Raj how and what exactly happened. Then it led to all the guys actually, you know, explaining stuff that they do to each other. You know, you can't say this without you doing this, and I've done this and you've done that. And then at the end of the day, you know, they all ended up accepting everybody's apologies and just moving on with it. But I actually thought some of them, what they was doing is actually quite bad. Like Sheldon was crushing up insects and putting it into Leonard's food to see if he'd noticed. That's really bad. And also, like I said, Leonard actually slept with Raj, and he accepted that you know, his sister breaking his heart and rejecting him was actually good enough, which I thought was pretty much of a let off, to be honest. But you know, that's how it ended. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
No, seriously, I think I finally figured out my problem with women.
The capybara is the largest member of the rodent family.
The problem is I don't project confidence. The next time I meet a woman I think is attractive, rather than holding back and being cautious, I'm going to assume the mantle of self-assurance. You are beautiful. You pop, sparkle, and buzz electric. Good news, I made it onto the team for the new Defense Department laser-equipped surveillance satellite. Listen, I have to get a security clearance, so you guys might be hearing from the FBI.
Whoa, 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 I don't want to speak to the FBI. I'm brown and I talk funny.
Be ridiculous, Raj. You're here legally.
Nobody cares. Do you know how long it's been since I got through airport security without being given a colonoscopy?
Insistence on talking about your own lives stymies me at every turn. Feast on your disappointment, much as the capybara feasts on its own waste.
Oh, Bella, don't you see? Edward's only pushing you away because he loves you.
I'd like to talk to you about Howard Wolowitz.
He's gonna go to his cupboard, swig some alcohol.
Rum cake?
Now, to your knowledge, has Mr. Wolowitz ever committed a crime?
Of course not. I'm here on an H-1B visa, which means I can't be associated in any way with crime or criminal activity, and I'm not.
Excuse me?
Please don't send me back to India. It's so crowded. It's like the whole country is one endless Comic-Con, except everybody's wearing the same costume. From California to the New York Island, I'm a real Yankee Doodle boy. My country is of thee, liberty. It's really great.
The thing is though, like, we actually have seen him do some illegal stuff in it. Like, well, first of all, crashing the Mars rover, that was all because he was on a date. Do you know what I mean? Also, he's brought things back like lasers, you know, he's also took the security systems, you know. Like, there's so many things that he's actually taken. And like he said a couple of episodes back, it's all about making it look like you're supposed to be having that kind of equipment, you know, just taking it to your car. And I would say that is true, you know. It's people that are in locations that look suspicious, they're the ones that people look over and question. If you're just walking around with something like you got authority and like you should be there, then people don't really bat an eyelid towards it. So I get what he's saying, but we've seen him do many dodgy stuff. Well, in terms of like, you know, security breaches.
What would you like to know?
You work with Mr. Wolowitz here at the university, correct?
Yes. Of course, we're in different departments. He's an engineer and I'm an experimental physicist.
Now, how would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Wolowitz?
Good. Of course, most of my relationships are good. Probably because I exude confidence. You are beautiful, you know that? You pop, sparkle, and buzz electric. I'm gonna pick you up at 8. Show you a night you will never forget.
Can my 6'2" Navy SEAL husband come with us?
Is that, oh my, I didn't see the ring with my glasses off.
Done it though, you know what I mean? I would have been scared, really.
Wanna get that?
Not particularly.
Will you get?
Please get that.
Of course. Yes?
I'm Special Agent Page, FBI.
You say you're Special Agent Page, FBI.
Here's my ID.
And here is my Justice League membership card. But that doesn't prove I know Batman. Doubt anyone would risk the stiff penalties for impersonating a federal officer just to ask questions about a minor league engineer with an unresolved Oedipal complex. 18 years ago, I sent the FBI crime lab samples from a bag of excrement that had been lit on fire on my front porch for fingerprinting and DNA analysis. Why haven't I heard back yet?
The FBI crime lab does have a lot on its plate.
Well, that's of little comfort to a nation attempting to scrape burning feces off its shoes.
Would you mind if we talked about Mr. Wallowitz now? Would you characterize him as responsible?
This is my 9-disc complete Lord of the Rings trilogy Blu-ray set. Mr. Wallowitz borrowed it, damaged plastic retention hub number 3, and then returned it to me hoping I wouldn't notice. Would you characterize that as responsible?
Is there anything else?
Refuses to pay fines when he's overdue with books I lend him. He crashed the Mars rover while attempting to impress a woman. He recommended that I go see the third Matrix movie because it was, and I quote, just as good as the first one.
You'd have to backtrack at Mars Rover as a game.
I don't know what is.
The Mars rover?
Did I say Mars rover?
You did.
That was actually a poorly chosen example, as it had nothing to do with me.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. I think I have all I need.
Good. I was afraid you were going to fixate on that Mars rover incident.
The thing is, though, right? I know that it was wrong of him to do that, but then if they tried to backtrack and went and go, you know, against him to charge him or fine him, or do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's like, is he not then able to successfully be the person to be acknowledged to find that there was life on Mars? Because the crashing of the rover did lead to a discovery, which they said was, you know, unable to source the founder or the person that done it, because obviously it was all wiped the evidence. Now, obviously, if they go back and they say, you're the one that done it, can he not then turn around and say, well, I was the one that made that scientific discovery? Do you know what I mean? And the damage outweighs the success. You know what I'm saying? Like the success is way better than the damage. Sorry. So, like, you know, he could have broke the Mars rover, but what it gave them was something that they've never found out before, and it was worth breaking to get the information that they achieved. Do you know what I mean?
Guess who didn't get security clearance to work on the giant space laser?
What happened?
Apparently the background interviews didn't go well. It's good to know when I need you guys, I can always count on you to step up and ruin everything.
Feel awful.
No, me too.
To tell you the truth, I thought if anyone was going to screw things up for Howard, it'd be Sheldon.
Your expectations have been subverted.
He plays the awkward guy as well, though, doesn't he? He does it well, Sheldon.
Sleep eludes me, Leonard. I'm no longer obsessing over why the predicted mass of the quantum vacuum has little effect on the expansion of the universe. And it's been weeks since I took that accidental sip of Red Bull. I did mention the Mars rover incident to that FBI agent, and probably cost Howard his security clearance.
What?
But why should that keep me up?
Because you feel guilty?
Do you have any evidence to support that hypothesis?
How about that Gorn sitting on the couch?
Seems fairly conclusive. That's where I sit.
Bit of a clock.
Thank you for agreeing to see me, Agent Page.
I understand you want to recant your statement about Howard Wallowitz? Was your statement untrue?
No.
Then I'm afraid you can't withdraw it.
I'm sorry. I don't recall you saying no backsies. I don't understand why you people are picking on my friend Howard when there are much more serious security threats to pursue. For instance, when I first met Leonard, he was on the verge of giving away rocket secrets to a North Korean spy, and not one agent ever investigated that.
This is Leonard Hofstadter?
No, it's a different Leonard. He's Chinese, red hair, 6 fingers tall.
Yeah, I like his top.
Quite familiar with Dr. Tyson. He's responsible for the demotion of Pluto from planetary status. I liked Pluto.
That the guy you were telling me about?
Oh, yeah.
The person at fault for you not getting a security clearance is me. I want you to know I went to the FBI and retracted my statement.
And they were okay with that?
No, if anything, I made it worse. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding me? You've set my career back at least 2 years, and you think you can make it right with I'm sorry?
You say apology accepted, and I will offer you a one-time only high five.
Your apology is not accepted.
I just wanted you to know I'm sorry for the role I played in the Pluto matter.
Oh, shut up.
Thing is though, right, this goes back to, it reminds me a little bit of the, do you know the episode where Sheldon was driving Penny's car and then a couple of episodes later he got a fine through it and he was basically trying to say that it was her fault and he was saying that she was the one that was telling him to do this and that and it's her car and if they didn't need him to drive he wouldn't have had those fines, and it's like, yeah, but you're the one that ran the red light. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're the one that actually broke all those rules. Doesn't matter the circumstance that you're in that situation, you're the one that done the incorrect thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's here as well. I understand that Howard's mad that Sheldon actually said that, but at the end of the day, Sheldon wasn't the one that actually did break all of those rules. You know what I mean? Like, Howard actually broke all the rules, and Sheldon unintentionally just said one of those things that happened. Now, you can blame Sheldon in a small way of playing a part, but at the end of the day, you done the actions. You know what I mean? It's like, do the crime, do the time. It's kind of the same, you know. You're the one that broke all of the rules. You can't be mad at Sheldon because he slipped up telling somebody. You should be mad at yourself for actually doing that. You know what I mean? So I'm not that I don't feel sorry for Howard. I do, but like, I'm not fully putting any blame on Sheldon either.
Sheldon?
Hello.
You know, they have a really nice bar over at the Olive Garden.
I don't like the Olive Garden. They treat me like family.
Okay, Sheldon, what can I get you?
Alcohol.
Could you be a little more specific?
Ethyl alcohol.
Would you say that's about 40 milliliters?
More or less.
Great.
Harvey Wallbanger. Sex on the beach? I hardly think so. I have a Rosewater Ricky. Dust the cherries with sugar and spray them with a mixture of rum and bitters. That's not how it looks in the picture.
Oh, yeah, you know, every bartender makes it differently. Why don't you give it a try?
To the metric system. You face failure on a daily basis. How do you cope?
I drink.
To drinking. Nope. You're saying I'm facing Starfleet Academy's unwinnable command scenario, the Kobayashi Maru.
Exactly. Sometimes you can't win.
Captain Kirk won.
Kirk cheated.
Hard to believe I'm actually having this conversation with you. That's it.
What?
I'll reprogram Howard. James Tiberius Kirk.
No.
What's in the bag?
It's for Howard.
No, Sheldon, you can't fix this with gifts.
A seat cushion.
Giving me a couch cushion?
No, the cushion is merely symbolic. I'm giving you my spot on the couch.
Oh my god, dude, now you have to forgive him.
Innit? It is a massive gesture, that.
Right. Apology accepted. Tell you, Sheldon, I understand why you chose this spot. I mean, the temperature's good, but
94 seconds.
Hey, that's better than nothing. Look at his face. I mean, it's his smile. Like, he does it's his facial expression, Sheldon's. He's actually so good for me. And I was literally going to do a little speech about how sometimes an object, it doesn't need to have a value. It's just about the meaning. You know what I mean? So, like, the fact is, yeah, giving $10,000 is way better than getting that seat. But at the end of the day, it's that seat and the severity and the weight and how much it holds to Sheldon, you know what I mean, that obviously gives the gesture a way bigger impact, you know what I mean. It was basically the napkin thing that Penny done for him all over again at Christmas, you know. She just got him a napkin signed by somebody. It's just a napkin with a bit of writing on it, do you know what I mean? But like, the fact is, for him, it's one of the best things that he ever could have. And he went in and he literally got all of the Bath and Body Works or whatever it was, like, stuff out and give it to her, do you know what I mean? But lasted 94 seconds. I would love to actually have known how much of that Leonard actually bet on that and how long he could stick it out. The interesting thing is as well, though, is like I said, you know, I wouldn't really blame any of this on Sheldon. I understand that he made a little bit of an error in basically giving the information to the person from the FBI, but at the end of the day, Howard did do that, and he was the one that actually done the crime, and he can't really be mad when somebody actually finds that out. Do you know what I mean? I understand that they shouldn't say it and they shouldn't go after him and X, Y, and Z, but if you do something, it's, you know, you've always got that in the back of your mind that it could come out one day, and the only person to actually blame for doing those things is yourself. It'd be interesting to see if it does set him back 2 years, because obviously he's just said that it would do, and that would be quite disappointing, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I would love to see in this show them progress forward a little bit more in terms of their researching work. I've said it multiple times, and obviously I'll be consistent on it. The fact is, we don't see them do anything or succeed in anything. you know, they're always bringing up theories and trying to solve things, but they never actually do anything. The most successful thing that we've ever seen any of them do is Howard actually create that shelf or create the toilet that actually failed up in space. And I would love to see them either go up in space or do more experimenting work that was successfully achieved. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if he does get this role in the future, I'd be excited to see, obviously, what they do with it and if it could bring anything to the show. That's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out Jan today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. I'm happy that Penny's back. She only made, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 minute cameo in this episode, but it feels like she's not been in it for a while, to be honest. You know, she's such a massive character, and I feel like she was part of the main 3, and I think, obviously, she's going to be going forward, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? She was always in the episode. It was always her and Leonard or her and Sheldon, and they're all just bantering and going against each other, and, like, you know, her not being in it a little bit has made me notice massively that she is a big factor into the show. So it's good to see her back, and hopefully she's back in it regularly. Also, it's interesting in today's episode, obviously, that Howard was getting background checked for his new position. I've seen that actually in real life before. You know, somebody actually come into one of my workplaces and worked there for 1 year as like a mid waiting job, if that makes sense. Like, they wanted to work inside of the government, and basically the government was doing background checks on them for over a year, basically turning up into different locations, watching, monitoring, seeing if they would you know, well, you know what I mean, handling secret information. They're always going around interviewing and checking people, and they was there for like 1.5 years before they actually moved on, which again, it's actually interesting, and people do take it very seriously. And, you know, again, as I was saying in the episode, if they did find out that he did actually crash the Mars rover, then they should find out that he actually found life on Mars, which then is a bigger achievement, would it not be, than actually crashing something that costs quite a bit. You know, at the end of the day, you pay all your money for your scientific discoveries, and whether you pay it and then it lasts 1 day. Do you know what I mean? Like, would you rather pay like $5 billion for the Mars rover or whatever it's called to go up there and do around and do samples consistently for years and years and years, or would you rather spend $5 billion and find out like that in 1 day of it being there that is life on Mars and then it breaks? I would rather spend the $5 billion and find out like that is life and then it breaks. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He did crash it, but it was a successful failure, if that makes sense. So hopefully he doesn't, you know, suffer too much. But, you know, interesting episode. It wasn't all about Sheldon again. It wasn't the new, well, it wasn't about Amy or Bernadette. It was all about Howard and the guys, and I actually liked that. You know, good mix of the characters and use of him in today's episode. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.